Hello guys, welcome to the world Al-Nassr. I'm Khabzan Muhapi. Al-Nassr news and transfers. Guys, let's look at left backs. Because I'm interested on a left back and a right back. Especially on a right back, but I said let's start today. Let's look at the left backs. If maybe we can have an alternative for Sultan. We have a center back from under 19, Awad Aman, 20 years old, our young guy. And then another goalkeeper, not a goalkeeper, but a left back. Of course, we're going to speak about a goalkeeper on this video, later on this video, but another left back, which is Mansour Al-Shammari. Mansour Al-Shammari is from loan, back from loan, from Al-Jubail, second division. 24 years old. He played for 29 games for Al-Jubail. 5'8", is 5.8. So we'll see. So we have him as a left back. We'll see, because if it happens that we are not going to sign a left back, therefore we'll have to use those we have in a squad. So these are some of the two players which we have who can help Sultana. And then yes, a goalkeeper, Al-Kabair, playing from Domak FC, from loan. Is coming back from loan from Domak FC. And there's something which happened today, according to the reports. It's everywhere that Andreas Christensen, Barcelona player, which was linked to Al-Nassr, actually is linked to Al-Nassr, that they accidentally left him behind in South Korea. So we don't know if that is a sign that will come to Al-Nassr. With this player, I don't know, but I think he's not playing enough in Barcelona. It's a bench player actually. So they need to, Al-Nassr needs to push. I think if Al-Nassr pushes for this player, they might get him. They only need to push. But as we speak, there's no official bid, of course, for Al-Nassr. It's still a link. So I'm looking at him as a potential transfer for Al-Nassr. They can get him if they push. But all in all, these two center backs, the other one is still young, from a under 19 now promoted into a senior team. Um, this is his opportunity to come and prove himself. Because Sultan Amin, he was a little bit shaky last season. So we need a solid player. When we played against St. Johann, we won 5-2, but still that team able to score 2. We score 5, but they able to score 2. I mean, by St. Johann, I mean, it's the 4th division of if not the 3rd division, if not the 4th of the Austrian league. So yes, our defense, we must of course be interested on how our defense is going to develop this coming season. From our right back as Yaya, but for now I'm interested on Sultan. I don't know if Mansour Al-Shammari is going to be a right player to replace Sultan, but he's 24, and when you look, he played for 29 games for Al-Jubail, meaning he was almost a starter of Jubail. So in this age, I hope if maybe last season we loan him maybe to somewhere into Al-Shabaab, or maybe Al-Etifak, like Abdulhalil, I forgot him. We'll talk about him tomorrow. It's a winger. We loan him to Al-Etifak last season. So, and then we have to talk about another strike. I think it's coming from Al-Oraba. Because the center forwards now, because Juran is on loan to Fenerbahce, so we'll need, if Ronaldo is not playing, we'll need 1 or 2 of them, of the center forward. But we do have, is it Mara? But we'll look at him. But of course, this center forward from Al-Oraba, I'm interested on him. But if tomorrow, we'll either going to talk about that or about the right backs, because on the right backs we'll have to improve on our right back, because as we speak now, I think from loan we have 1 right back. But yes, this number of 8 from the Saudi League, I mean, which we have to sign only 8 foreign players, it's good for Saudi, but I don't think it's good for the teams. But it's good for Saudi because it's a development for their national squad, of course. When you look at the numbers of players in the La Liga, numbers of players in the Premier League, for now you can say, because it's a developing league, they are developing as one of the big 5 leagues or big 6 leagues in the world. They maybe they want to develop both sides for their teams, including their national squad. Because when you look the way they played this season, they even played the Gold Cup. I think it's a Gold Cup. They were on a semi-final with Mexico. I think they lost 1-0. They impressed me because when I watched them playing for the qualifications of the World Cup, I think they were a little bit inconsistent. But when they go to the Gold Cup, they then improve. So I think their interest is on those players, their players, to take part on the league, especially the way their league have changed to become one of the strongest league, and then that will help them. It will adjust them to the professional league, to their national league. But for Mansour, he will need to perform from this level to, if he will be average, it's not going to be easy for him to knock Sultana out of that position, because even if Sultana is that player which we say there's a little bit of inconsistency on him, but he's still a player. Still a player with experience. That is why I was interested if we're going to get the left back who's going to go straight into a lineup and of course change that left back. But yes, we'll wait. Today is the 5th of August. We're still left with 4 weeks until the end of transfers. We're still far. We expect between now, but of course the leagues, the Premier League is starting next week. Therefore, you can say now some of the players, now the teams are starting to get shape. They are shaping themselves. Now these players, if you don't buy them soon, they will take them out of the market, because you don't want to sell while you are starting your league, and there's some teams who just come and poach your players. Of course, it's not going to be easy for teams like the Saudi teams, because their teams closes on their transfer season closes on actually on the 2nd, but I don't know if they continue for the whole week, but between the market running inside Saudi Arabia or between Saudi Arabia and the Arab countries, I'm not sure about that, or only in Asia. But all in all, meaning they have to, if this is the week which they have to make sure that they get those players, especially if they want Andreas Christensen, this is the right week to go and get him. And then if not, they have to, and then, or if they want Anthony. I don't know if Anthony is back on training with Manchester United, but if Al-Nassr is interested, according to the rumor, actually according to Fabrizio Romano, Al-Nassr is aware of Anthony, but I saw something that Anthony maybe is interested on the Real Betis, to go to Real Betis, but it's not going to be easy for him, because it depends on how Real Betis, can Real Betis offer that money that packages the packages the wages of Anthony. I don't know, but he can come, Anthony, and he will go straight into the lineup. Because of course he's going to play where Angelo is playing. It's gonna be Anthony that position. It's going to be such a good move, I mean, for Anthony. But I will wait and then we'll see if this again is going to be a possible move for Anthony. But for we still have to sign a midfielder. I think according to what he said, but I'm saying we might not buy a goalkeeper, and then we'll continue with Bento, Nawaf Al-Akidi, and this one from Domak, and the other one, but continue with and then that will open 3 players so that we can sign 3 players, because Angelo and Leslie, they are under 21, so you don't count them as the 8 players, because it seems like in the Saudi it's 8 first team players and this 2 for under 21, under 19. So if it's that way, then means we then have to replace by a position of Laporte and the position of Otavio, because with Duran, he said on the position of John Duran, we have bought Joao Felix. Therefore now Joao Felix is not replacing either the Otavio or Laporte. So, and then he continues, says, on Laporte, we have to replace Laporte, and on Otavio, we'll buy a center back to replace him. So, therefore, is 1, 2, 3. And then I still believe we can get another player. We can get maybe a left back, a right back, and a midfielder. So if a coach will buy a center back, it will be interesting if you get Andreas Christensen, because he will play as a center back and he will help him as a left back. But of course, one of our players under 19 is gone to Al-Ittihad, Abdulaziz is gone to Al-Ittihad, but we are fine with these young players which are developing. I mean, how many of them now on our team? A lot of them. They only need experienced players to help them to grow. And it's an investment itself. So most of them actually, they are back now. We don't know if they will go out for loans to the several teams, but I expect it. I expect them to leave, some of them on loans to develop, but to get minutes to play, because in Al-Nassr it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. I mean, if you play both the position of Joao Felix and Mane, it's not going to be easy for you. You expect Mane to play I mean, if he's fit, he's going to play almost 80% to 90% of the games of the coming season. If Felix is fit, you expect him to play between 70 and 80%. And then Marcelo, as I was saying yesterday, I said we expect to have another midfielder, but of course we can play Abdul Karim. I want to see Abdul Karim this season. I mean, last season, something which happened last season, I mean, for Abdul Karim, no, it was not right, because he's been one of our best player for 2023, 2024, and boom, he was no longer that player. He was a bench player. I want to see him a lot of him this season of 2024, 2025, 2026. But I expect him to remain in Al-Nassr, because around May, I think, or it's around May, there's rumors of him wanting to leave, and they grew up when we approach in May. But now everything is quiet. Now it seems like he's going to be part of the team. He's on preseason. He played in some of this. I think on Toulouse he played. So he was not on the starting 11. But of course, he will have to squeeze himself in. He will have to squeeze himself in for 2020, for this coming season. Yes, guys. And then the other thing is that we're going to play. Let's not forget that we are playing tomorrow on Thursday. But I will see if I'm going to do a video about that match tomorrow or on Thursday. On Thursday, maybe in the morning or around in the afternoon. I'll see if I'm going to do that tomorrow or on Thursday. But we can say on Thursday. On Thursday, tomorrow, let's look at the right backs. How many right backs we have? And then we'll check if there's a potential right back which are linked to Al-Nassr from the Saudi League. I don't know, because from Al-Shabaab, of course, we got Al-Sharari. So let's see if we're going to get we have players who are linked with Al-Nassr, especially defensive players, because my concern with 8 is that whether you like it or what, you must understand that you must get best players from the Saudi. If you don't get best players from the Saudi, you are concentrating on signing the European players, you will reach the ceiling, because your number will be 8. And now, after reaching that number, you are now left with players on the bench which are from the Saudi. And if are not the best players in Saudi, you have a problem. You are not going to be able to compete. I mean, Al Hilal, they have some of the best players in the Saudi. We must do that. We must get the best players in the Saudi league. Like Yaya. Yaya is the best player. Is the best player, Yaya. So we have Yaya. We must continue to have these players. I believe is in one of our boys, Abdul Malik Al-Jaba. I think he's going to be a wonderful player. We have signed well here. There's a center back in Rome, but we'll look at that center back. He's a Saudi professional league player. He's Saudi player actually. Sorry. I forgot his name, but we'll talk about him. He was playing for Al Hilal, but since Jesus moved to Al-Nassr, then he was linked with him. So, but now it seems like he was open to join Al-Nassr. I'll talk about him tomorrow. I will give the name. I'll talk about him tomorrow. He was open to join Al-Nassr, to join him. So, of course, I'll be happy if we get the best players who are the Saudi players, because that opens now the door for us to get a European or a Brazilian player who's playing very well, and then we can just squeeze him on that 8. It's not that we have to buy everyone. We must buy him as a foreign player. Buy any player as a foreign player. Some players we can get from the Saudi. So especially when you look at the now Al Hilal, they are running with Cancelo. I'm sorry, not Marcelo. Cancelo and Koulibaly. But they've been running their defense with Koulibaly and the Saudi professional league players, the Saudi players, and this has been a consistent Al Hilal. So we need to look at that, to develop, to get our players, our best player, some best players from the Saudi, and mix them with the foreign players, European, Brazilian, African players, so that we can make a good a squad for this coming season. But as I told you guys, we will predict the season 2025-2026 after the Super Cup. Al-Qassia played 2-2 yesterday. I told you I'm interested on that game. For me, it was a game of interest. So I was interested to see how they're going to play. They played 2-2 and then all the way to penalties. And then Al-Ittihad, I forgot, Al-Ittihad beat some team 5-1. We'll see. Al-Ittihad played with Fenerbahce. I was not happy with their performance. They played Fulham. I was not happy. But I said maybe it's because they are starting to play this from... their players are coming from... they were on break. So, of course, maybe they will have a slow start. And then while they keep on training, keep on playing these pre-season matches, they will start to develop, and it shows with that 5-1 that maybe they are getting there. I said yesterday on Al Hilal and Darwin Núñez, I said on my past video, I expect Darwin Núñez to go to Al Hilal. I mean, however, but I expect Darwin Núñez to go to Al Hilal. He's going to Al Hilal. And now they have opened the talks because between Liverpool and Al Hilal is not going to be a problem. Liverpool won't stand on the way of Darwin Núñez. So it's between now Al Hilal and the camp of Darwin Núñez. He's going. I said on on January or the beginning of the season, of the last season, he was he was open actually to go to the Saudi League. Getting Darwin Núñez to Al Hilal, it's a big move. It's a good move. You know, this league, they can say wherever what they want to say, but this league, sooner or later, is going to be, for me, is already there. you might say maybe it's not on top 5 looking at, but I'm asking, can Juventus now, Juventus is my team, I support Juventus, but can Juventus now beat Al Hilal? I'm not sure. I don't think Juventus now, this new Juventus, or this AC Milan now. Yes, you can say Inter Milan, maybe it can beat Al Hilal and Al-Nassr, but can Juventus and AC Milan now beat Al Hilal or Al-Nassr? I'm not sure with that. I'm not sure with that. So the development of that league is on another level, and they've now bought Joao Felix. In regardless he was a flop or not, but he's 25 years old. There's a room for improvement. He can still improve himself and become one of the best players in the Saudi League and around the world. Now they are getting, if they get Darwin Núñez, look how he performed in the previous game of Liverpool. Liverpool, they will end up getting Isak. However, Newcastle can be, but Newcastle now they have they put a bid for, I think 99 million euros for Sesko of Leipzig. So meaning 69 million pounds and 8 million pounds in add-ons. Around there. But of course, Manchester United today wakes up with them challenging that bid, and they put 75, including add-ons, I think so. 75 including add-ons. So this issue of Sesko, I think it will be an interesting battle between Manchester United and Newcastle. Manchester United on position 15, they don't have the Champions League, but they have the name Manchester United. They have the name, not only the name, the support. If you're a player, you know today, playing for Manchester United, of course, is going to be a brand for you. You're going to change from being a player of Leipzig, being a player of Manchester United. Nowadays, the players are not just players. I mean, their Instagrams become source of funds, their TikToks and YouTubes. So just going to Manchester United, you are increasing your followers everywhere. You are increasing the brand. You're starting to be a brand, not just a player. Works for everyone. It works for, what do you call, Marcus Rashford. So, of course, for him, it's going to be a tough decision. He might like to go to Manchester United, but Newcastle, the way they have developed themselves in these past 3 seasons, they played that season, went to the Champions League, and they failed to qualify for any European competition, but they end up playing the final, and I think they lost that final. And the following season, they qualified for the Champions League and played the final, the EFL Cup, and beat Liverpool on that final. So that's a huge move for. It shows how they are emerging as a developing team when it comes to competitions now. So Sesko will have to look at before he take his decision. It's going to be one of the toughest decisions, but if he wants, the rumor says, actually, I think Fabrizio Romano even mentioned this, that he wants to go to, according to the sources of Manchester United, he wants to go to Manchester United. So we'll look at this thing, we'll wait, but I think Liverpool will end up getting Isak. So it's interesting on Darwin Núñez and Al Hilal. But for us, as I said, on our last video, I think we only need few players. We don't need a lot of players. We only need defense and midfielder, because we can compete. For me, looking the way we played with Toulouse, we can compete, and we are. I mean, only few games, but we can compete this season. You can compete. But from there, guys, I think that's enough. We'll have to end here, and then we'll talk tomorrow. Like the video. After liking the video, subscribe to this channel, whatever, but subscribe to the channel. Don't waste time, just go press that button of subscription, and then you can put a notification bell, and then until we meet again, thank you guys, bye.